Brad Delp was born on June 12, 1951 in Peabody, Massachusetts. He was the lead singer of the great rock band called Boston. He also wrote songs and he was a talented musician. In 1969, he met Tom Scholz and their first band together was called Mother's Milk. After Epic Records signed them to a record deal, they changed their name to Boston. Their debut album was released in 1976 and went on to sell over 20 million copies. I'm curious, what is your favorite Boston song? Brad was well known for his vocal abilities. Just listen to him near the end of More Than a Feeling. Just when you think his range is as high as it can be, he goes even higher. Boston didn't release music as much as he wanted them to, so he had various side projects. He was married twice and had 2 children. His life was very chaotic towards the end. He claimed his fiancée cheated on him, and he was accused of planting a camera in a guest bathroom in his home. In March of 2007, Brad ended his own life. He left a note that said, "I have lost my desire to live, and I am a lonely soul." He was 55 years old. Avicii was born on September 8, 1989 in Stockholm, Sweden. His birth name was Tim Bergling. He's known for being a DJ, songwriter, and a producer. He was loved all across the globe. He worked with huge artists including Madonna, Billie Joe Armstrong, Lenny Kravitz, and Coldplay. He was the first DJ to headline Radio City Music Hall. He donated millions of dollars to world hunger charities. He toured a lot and it took its toll on his already fragile mental health. He had stage fright and he started drinking a lot to calm himself down. This led to acute pancreatitis and the removal of his gallbladder and appendix. He began abusing pain medication. He started making music at the age of 16, eventually releasing a string of successful singles before his 2013 debut album. At the height of his popularity, he was making $300,000 per show. He dated models and life seemed to be perfect from the outside. He quit touring in 2016 because of too much pressure and he was exhausted. He was depressed and anxious. He was worth at least $50 million when he died. He ended his own life in 2018. He was 28 years old. Naomi Judd was born on January 11, 1946 in Ashland, Kentucky. Her birth name was Diana Ellen Judd. She was a singer, a songwriter, a model, an author, an actress, a producer, and a motivational speaker. She was half of the country duo called the Judds. Along with her daughter Winona, they won 5 Grammys, 9 Country Music Awards, and sold over 20 million albums. Between 1984 and 1991, they had 14 #1 country hits. They performed at the Super Bowl halftime show in 1994 along with other country artists. Her other beautiful and talented daughter named Ashley is a famous actress. The 2 sisters have different fathers. Naomi struggled with mental health throughout her life, mainly depression and panic attacks. While working as a registered nurse before her singing career, she was infected with hepatitis C from a used needle. She was told she only had 3 years to live. Can you imagine? After proper treatment, she was cured. She changed her name to Naomi because the name Diana didn't fit her own spiritual, rural Kentucky conception of her true heritage. She was a judge on the TV show called Star Search for a year starting in 2003. She hosted a talk show on the Hallmark Channel from 2005 to 2007. Some of the other TV shows she appeared in were Touched by an Angel, Third Rock from the Sun, Sisters, and The Client. She was also in several made-for-TV movies. She released her memoir in 2016 called River of Time, My Descent into Depression and How I Emerged with Hope. She was a partial owner of a Nashville restaurant called The Trilogy. She was married twice and had 2 children. She died in 2022 from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The next day, she was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame. She was 76 years old. Del Shannon was born on December 30th, 1934 in Michigan. His birth name was Charles Whedon Westover. He's known for being a talented singer and songwriter. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1999. I love Tom Petty's shout out to Del and his song Runnin' Down a Dream. He sings, "Trees went by, me and Del were singing, little runaway, I was flying." He had humble beginnings. He served time in the army and put his hours in playing guitar and singing. He then worked as a truck driver and a carpet salesman. He joined a band called the Moonlight Ramblers. He changed his name to Charlie Johnson. Another name change took place in 1960. He became Del Shannon. His first and biggest hit was called Runaway. He continued having hits and also produced a demo for a young Bob Seger. In the 70s, he began drinking a lot and he was considered old-fashioned. Del's 1982 album called Drop Down and Get Me was produced by Tom Petty. He was married once and had 3 children. He shot and killed himself in 1990. He was 55 years old. Elliot Smith was born on August 6, 1969 in Omaha, Nebraska. His birth name was Stephen Paul Smith. He was a great singer-songwriter who could play many instruments. He changed his name to Elliot because he thought Steve sounded too much like a jock's name. He always seemed like a tortured artist to me. He grew up in Texas and spent a lot of time in Portland, Oregon. He was in a band in high school called Stranger Than Fiction. In 1991, he graduated from Hampshire College in Amherst, Massachusetts with a degree in philosophy and political science. He released his first solo album in 1994. He was nominated for an Academy Award for his song Miss Misery from the Good Will Hunting soundtrack. He performed that song at the 1998 Academy Awards. He had a total of 6 solo albums. His girlfriend said he abused substances to try to forget about his childhood. The Elliot Smith Memorial Fund provides financial support for children who are victims of abuse. He had ADHD and depression. He thought his record label was spying and stealing from him. He tried rehab, but it didn't work. He never married and had no children. In 2003, after an argument with his girlfriend, she got out of the shower and claimed she found him on the floor with serious stab wounds to his chest. He died a short time later. Very strange circumstances. The case was never closed. He didn't have any illegal substances in his system. He was 34 years old. Stuart Adamson was born on April 11, 1958 in Manchester, England. His parents were Scottish. He is most well known for being the singer, a songwriter, and a guitar player in the band Big Country. Their biggest hit was called In a Big Country and was released in 1983. Even though I was only 8 years old at the time, I realized how special that song was. Do you have a favorite song from them? He started out in a couple of punk bands. The first one was called Tattoo. His second band was called Skids. They had a top 10 UK single with the song called Into the Valley. He quit the band in 1981. Next was the more pop rock sounding Big Country. They blew up with their album called The Crossing. They continued touring and releasing albums until the year 2000. An article from loudersound.com said Adamson was successful, handsome, charismatic, talented. He made music that was inspirational, compassionate, and uplifting. On stage, he was the life of the party, loud and hearty. He was married twice and had 2 children. He formed his final band called the Raphaels in 2001. After being sober for over 10 years, he started drinking again and got a DUI. His second wife had just filed for divorce. He died in 2001 after ending his own life. He was drinking a lot in his Honolulu hotel room. He was 43 years old. Keith Flint was born on September 17, 1969 in Redbridge, London, England. After being expelled from school at age 15, he worked as a roofer. After meeting future Prodigy bandmate Liam Howlett at a rave club, they started collaborating. At first, Keith was just a dancer on stage, but eventually became a frontman in the band. Who can forget the videos for Firestarter and Breathe? It's been said that he was very quiet off stage and polite, but when he was performing, he was very energetic and almost aggressive. I never got to see them live. His involvement in the band seemed to slow down in later years. He was really into motorcycle racing, which makes sense. He was also into boxing and jiu-jitsu. Throughout his life, he suffered from an addiction to painkillers and depression. He committed suicide in 2019 at the age of 49. He was loved by fans all around the world, me included.